Hey G fam, it's your girl Miss Craft. I wanted to, forgive the sniffles, I'm nursing a bit of a cold, sorry. But I've put this video off long enough, I think, life gets in the way. But I definitely need to do something with what I'm about to show you, so here we go. As you know, I did an experiment of putting sweet potatoes in my overflow basket on my aquarium, and they did beautifully until let's zoom in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yes, they all died back, and the reason why, and I didn't think about this in advance, and I should have. If you notice, the potato itself here is spit, and that was what, oops, sorry, here we go. The potato is spit. So this is what was actually feeding the branches, not just the water from the roots, but it was getting nourishment from the potato. So once that actually was spit, the vines had no more food. This is a purple one that never took. It just sat there. At one point it looked like it was trying to give some roots, but nothing happened on that one. So I think this one was just probably altered not to sprout. So we're gonna have to look for something different there. But anyway, I did get, I'm trying to see if I can find them again. At one point it did look like I was actually getting some, let's see, some tubers. Yeah, there's one there. It's actually starting to get some tubers on here. Again, it ran out of food. Matter of fact, the other one over here, you saw this when it was just getting started. Look how big it actually did get. But again, it ran out of food. I do have a smaller one back here that's still doing okay. And the reason why this is doing okay, if you see those little black, round nodules back there, that's fertilizer. I didn't think about it until well after it started dying off. I'm like, I'm missing something. So I did some research on aquatic vegetation and how do they feed plants that actually go in the tank. If you notice, I have some plastic ones back there. They look great, don't they? But there are people in the fish hobby that actually have real plants growing inside their aquarium, and I'm like, okay, so how do they feed those? So I did some research, and what they use is Osmocote, and daggone, I don't have the bottle out. Shoot. Anyway, they use Osmocote. They put them in little tablets and stick them into the ground. Oh, there's my baby. Hi, baby. Anyway, stick them into the ground, and that's how they fertilize the plants within the tank. So I said, well, let's give that a shot. So the other day, I threw some in there, slow release. It's not going to hurt my fish, and it should start feeding at least this plant here. It's almost time to put them in the ground, so I'll have at least 1 or 2 slips off of this one. I'm going to do this again now that I know where I went wrong, and I should be able to get enough slips relatively quickly for the growing season. As you can see, this thing became a monster. And the first video I showed you, there was like nothing on that one, and this grew like almost overnight, so it shouldn't take long to restart this. I'm going to go to the international market and get some red, purple, and white, and we're going to start it all over again. But I consider this a successful failure. Sometimes you just have to let things go all the way to understand how it functions, so you know where to intervene. So now I know once the potato is planted and is starting to sprout, I'm going to start feeding it at that point until I get it big enough where I can put it in the ground. Okay, so that's the end of the sweet potato experiments, and we're going to get some more. We're going to do it upright this time and have them ready for spring. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I'll let you look at my water babies a little bit longer. Aren't they soothing? Especially my big mama right there. But yeah, they are still feeding my plants outside. That's still working really well. So yeah, they are earning their keep. All right, guys, have a wonderful one. I'll see you soon. Bye.